Hello everyone and welcome to Revan's World and welcome to my Let's Play of Endless Space 2. So it was a bit unfortunate, I already recorded this episode and then apparently my microphone didn't work, so now I am re-recording it. So I kind of already know a little bit what will happen, but who knows, maybe the events are a little bit different and so on. So one thing I wanted to do was basically wait with going there for a little bit because I'm afraid that they'll basically kick the ass of these ships. So my current idea is just to go here, and then with these ships we will wait until the Argosy basically can go there, create a portal, but for that we need to be allied. Unfortunately the Riftborn here, they don't really want an alliance with us, and it's very expensive for us to create one in order to basically convince them that they want one, because for peace is already 188 and then we need to give them a lot of stuff before they actually want to have peace with us. So it's gonna take a while, so for now I'll just leave them be, but they are expanding quite fast, so yeah, we'll have to be careful. We're still exploring here. The Argosy is still waiting, and now I guess it's time to go around and find some new planets to colonize, because we can have 7 planets, or 6 I guess, because which one was it? Core Worlds is under the colonization threshold, so I wonder if that's 6 or 7, I'm not actually entirely sure. So we're gonna find some anomalies and see what happens on them. In the meantime, we are colonizing this one here in order to get the adamantium deposit, which will be very nice. Here we are creating a lot of, hopefully, resources. And then here Adana I want to basically expand quite fast. So I'm thinking of doing this here, and because we will be on our population cap very soon, so then if we can colonize this quickly, we can then grow faster, and then basically we can send out population to other planets. So in the meantime, we're still cordial with these guys. I mean.
Ooh, I'm sure.
Yes. So we have a couple of quests: to colonize Idris, to possess 7 strategic deposits, which we will do as soon as we have the adamantium. We can still send something to Owento here, we haven't done that yet, and we need to stockpile some money. So for now, will not really buy out anything, and then, well, we'll just wait until we have enough money, even though we only get 100 as a reward, so it's not that worth it, but hey. Alright, Mind Matters. A brilliant inventor from the Adana system has created a wondrous piece of technology, a neural device that allows one to temporarily control the thoughts and actions of another. Unfortunately, the inventor only created one, and he apparently passed away shortly after testing it for the first time. There's a bit of hullabaloo over what to do with the device now. Now, do we want to have more experience, or do we want to have more happiness on Adana? I think Adana is quite happy already. We're ecstatic actually, and we have Baramaxa here, so actual experience would be quite good to have. Not sure if I want to increase the militarist political ideology, but for now I think it's fine, we don't have so much of it. So we confiscated the device to control everyone with. This one here will be moving very soon. You should just go there and undo your privateer being, then we don't pay the upkeep for it, because it's a bit expensive to become a privateer. And here we have Auriga. I knew that already. Ha! This garden planet was used as a biological laboratory by the Concrete Endless, with myriad experiments run on both native and alien life forms. A site of major conflict during the Dust Wars, the environment degraded and the surface of the planet was eventually covered in ice. While there are rumors and expeditions that claim to have uncovered miraculous ruins and the vestiges of great empires, today Auriga is an icy tomb. A cold homecoming. You have found Auriga, the place from which your people departed ages ago. There seems to be no sign of life. The fate of those you left behind will require further investigation. Regardless, there is some cold satisfaction in knowing that the desperate escape from a dying planet was ultimately a success. Less happiness, more science, and more scientist political ideology. Cool. So we are researching the history mines at the moment in order to get more influence, because as you see, our influence is not doing that well. But I think I'm kind of losing track of what I want to do. I want to get as much science as possible, so kind of going for not the lunar anomalies, but this one here, plus 30 science, plus 2 science per person on planet, and this one here, plus 40% science, should maybe become a priority. Of course, we don't have that much food, and I'm also a little bit worried about the Riftborn, that they're so close to me and they might start attacking me. But for now, I think maybe after this we should go for more scientific methods. Of course, before we can build those buildings will still be a while, because here we are already completely crammed with things that we want to build in order to increase our strategic resources by a lot. Of course, here it doesn't help that much because we don't have that many strategic resources. But for example, here in Gobris, those buildings are very useful because we have much more. Also here on Tikal and on Camus, they will be very useful. So actually maybe on Adana I can say that I don't necessarily need these. Although this one is of course very useful. But these are not necessarily the most important, so I'm just gonna unclick them for now so that I don't get distracted by them. A portal would be good to get 10 science. It's only 10 science, but it's also only 1 turn. And then I'm thinking of going either for this Dinark University, which will give us a lot of extra production here, which will be really great. So maybe we should do that, because this is quite a nice system. It has a lot of large planets. So we could build that here for also some extra influence, but also after the history mine we could build that Oregon History Center here. We'll have to see. Alright, just completed the history mine. What should we research now? So I'm thinking of just going for this one, because it also allows us to colonize Arctic when we need to, and it just gives us more science. The question is, could we already build it, or should we kind of go for something else in the meantime before we go for that? For example here, colonize Toxic, because this planet here has a toxic planet that we have not been able to do anything with yet. But of course we could also wait with that, because it's still a while before we are growing properly here. This is a very, very slow system. I could give him this, but it basically doesn't give us anything. It's extra food per luxury deposit, but we don't have any luxury deposit, and then 10% extra food, which will not amount to that much. So I'm not very convinced by that. Adaptive colonies would give us a lot, but it costs 25 antimatter, which is fairly expensive. So overall, I am really leaning towards these research centers here. So this one here, and probably then dimensional metafolding, which will also allow us to upgrade the Argosy. How was the story? SoloQuest started. You're back, please. Your system, Tikal, has been selected as the host venue for a major diplomatic summit. In the coming months, all eyes will be on you. Watchdogs groups across the galaxy will be monitoring Tikal's infrastructure stability and security in preparation for the summit. Make sure the event goes off without a hitch, and you may find surprising new opportunities open for your empire. Protect your system from intrusion while the diplomatic summit is held. For 10 turns, keep Tikal's system clear of enemy ships. That is here, should be able to do that, unless the pirates, or unless these people here are gonna mess me up. But I don't think they will, because nowadays I think pirate ships will only spawn from pirate systems and not from these guys anymore. They're giving us quite a bit, but we can't have any interactions with them yet. Otherwise we could praise them for a bit to get quicker here, so we get more science and money. Shouldn't you be flying here? Apparently not yet. Tikal's not doing anything. That's true. Let's first make a portal. And then we have to decide what to do. could go for this. Plus 20 production per planet would actually be quite a lot. It would be 60. Yeah, let's increase our production, and then at some point we can always start with this planet cracker in order to produce more science just with this system. Because initially we only got this system basically for the titanium and the Hyperion. So new event, the dead. These people deserve to find peace, pirates or no. The thoughts of leaving the distress signal echoing on a dead planet disturbs you deeply. The perished crew is at rest, and the distress signal shut off. You can tell the ruined ship is on your crew's minds, even long after your fleet leaves the systems. We get plus 20 happiness on systems on our Empire, which is great, and the Argosy is readied. But we have to find a planet that we want to actually settle. And I'm not entirely sure which one that is going to be. Let's turn them off. Gave us a little bit more money per turn because we're not paying upkeep, but not so much money. I think it's like 3 or 4. So we weren't paying that much. We do have a leveled up Barak Sama. We are creating more food and production. We can give more food, 7%, or plus 10 per Ferdal on system and plus 10 on system. He's here. So we have 2 fertile planets here. So that should amount to more than the 7% extra. So let's go for that one. And then we should be growing quite quickly, which is nice. I might try to sell some titanium. It's worth 31. Nice. Worth 11. Worth 31. Worth 31. All right. 5, 18. Ooh. Yeah, let's sell that one. Now we have 3.9k. Is that enough for... Yes, so next turn we will get 100 extra. Hurry! But we'll also have less quests to do. Then in 2 turns we will... Alright, we could actually buy this out. Is that worth it? Probably not. Nah, let's not do that yet. What would be cool though is to build a portal here, but we can't afford the resource cost. Oh yeah, because we just sold all our titanium. And then immediately move some people there because we still have this golden age. Although it probably doesn't matter because it's a flat bonus, it's not per person. So maybe not. Alright, we can now get much more science if we want to, and we can colonize Arctic. New event in memory of. You've never heard of him, but a mystical figure, Kaland Alcor, has recently passed away and begun his ascent up the divine ladder to another plane of existence. A religious bloc in your senate demand that Alcor's passing be given a full state funeral with 100,000 votive candles lit in every city. Special monuments constructed that feature his idiosyncratic writings and 3 days of empire-wide mourning. It'll be expensive, but Alcor was a popular figure and your population will be grateful. On the other hand, political models suggest that a rejection of the demand will boost scientific literacy even if it's unpopular. After all, much of Alcor's writings concern the truth that worlds are flat and not round. We're definitely gonna neglect him because we're all playing a scientist here, but this plus 30 influence would have been great. This is pretty annoying. Now we're gonna get even less science per turn, so we're really in a negative. We're still gonna do it because we're scientists. And then in order to offset that, the Empire treasury overflows with dust, the wealth enough to make any dreams reality. Your stats are the envy of the galaxy. Yay, we get 100 more dust. What I wanted to do was to go to our laws, and I guess this Dirty Hands Act here, minus 20% system improvement cost, which is great for us to have, but it costs us a lot of upkeep. So let's abolish it, and then we're at +0 now. So for now we will not have that law, unfortunately. But we do have 4.5k. So I'm wondering if it's worth to buy out something, but probably not so much. This will be useful. 9.2k. So much stuff to build here. But this projective logistics will be very nice. Because we'll get +20, we'll get +60 extra +80 extra production. And that will help us quite a bit. And then all these turns will be less. And then also slowly but steadily we'll get more population here, which helps us a little bit. It's a cold planet, so it only gives us... Oh, it actually doesn't give us anything per person here. So that doesn't help. This one almost there. Solo quest complete, quick learners. Yay! We now have 7 strategic deposits because we have colonized at KMOS 2 or 3. Starting with workshops in schools and extending to adult education, social clubs, a renaissance of ancient techniques for crafting metal, cloth and leather create a greater appreciation for the ancestors. The Volters population is happier and some are now making a living crafting traditional objects. We get the Deep Space Dust Scoop, which gives us extra dust on our empire for every turn. So we could put that, for example, on the Argosy and then just make passively more money. We've gained enough experience to reach level 5. So let us... Well, I guess for this then. Now, the question is, 5 per turn. What does this cost me per turn? This one here, yes. Upkeep 7. Interesting. Because then we could... basically do... which one is it? This one here. This would give us 20 money per turn. And cost us 6, so we get 14 money per turn, or dust. But it also cost us a fair amount of antimatter, which we could sell for like 31. So 12 times 31 is 300. So it'll be quite a while before that would be worth it. So maybe I won't do that now. Almost there. Yeah, this one here will colonize once the Argosy is really done. So let's see. I still need 2 turns to finish here my main quest. So let's wait for that. Of course we just colonized KMOS 3 here, that's why we finished the quest. So now what do we want to do? We have some food, we want these to grow here, and we want to have some more production. So this is quite a nice one because it has... We have temperate, fertile, and it's a planet, and this one is just temperate. So it would already give us 30-50 production out of the 67 we have, so that's really good. We could actually buy that one out because it would just really help us create more. This one will be very good because we'll have strategic resources and this one will help with that. Do we want to do that immediately though? Maybe first this one for extra science. Could also buy that out. And this one. Nice. Then we already have quite a nice planet here. So then I want it to grow fairly quickly, I guess. So maybe... Yeah, this is not that great here because we have temperate. This one is not that great yet because we don't have so many people and we don't have any luxury deposits. So none of these are very useful to us. This would give us basically plus 10 food. It's not that much, although once we colonize these, it will actually be worth it. Ooh. Minus 8 happiness per person, that's quite a lot. Not sure, let's... I should actually choose something now. Maybe I'll go for this one already. Solo quest failed, a new Hoche. Was there a time limit? Oh, there's red here. They have settled an outpost here, so that doesn't work anymore for us then. There's not much we can do about that. 17 turns, so we could potentially... That's in 9 turns, but then we'd have to pass through there, which I don't necessarily want to do. And we are getting... We should get this one as well, the wormholes. And then hope that there's one there, so I'm already going to send this one here. Oh, that will take a long time. Okay, maybe you can go there. No, that doesn't work. I'll have to turn into a privateer when I'm in my own area, so that will be a long, long time. So that won't work, unfortunately. The reason I still have this one is because I now know that here, next turn we'll have this one done and then we need to go to Auriga, so I'll have this one at Auriga already. Academy power increased. New event, the ghost of a machine. There are ruins in the system, old enough and sophisticated enough that they must have come from the Endless. There are machines within machines, some of which are still running and others that are so alien you're not sure how to tell if they're running or not. It will take time to investigate properly, that is, if you don't take just the dust and run. However, you could also try to put the effort to understand the mysteries of this machine and maybe learn how to make it generate dust. So now for 15 turns we get 10 dust, which amounts to 150, I guess. Ooh, the Riftborn has heroes to level 9 already. I hope they're not going to be too aggressive. But now we finish this one here. With scavenged objects and collected rumors from across the galaxy, we have found our answers and we do not like them. By all accounts, the Mesaria lost to us. The planet that we once called home was turned into a barren wasteland by over-exploitation. So now we turn to our more recent past. The kin that stayed on Auriga. We must find the planet and reunite with survivors if any still remain, millennia later. We got the Teriac drive. 4 movement points, that's quite nice, and extra evasion. That's quite good. We used to believe in the great Ori. Now there existed a system of mechanics that underlay all of the reality that we perceive. Our priests and sentinels and seekers, either guardians of our people and our traditions or explorers and scientists whose holy purpose was to further decrypt the Ori's mechanics. Though those beliefs now feel simple, one element has remained. A fundamental belief in the fact that one day the Ori will align itself so that we can be reunited with our lost kin. The state of Mezan has broken some people's faith. They see a cold and hungry universe that swats us around like a cat playing with a wounded bird. But I won't give in to these frustrations, for what kind of leader would I be if I gave up? The day may come when all our avenues are exhausted, when the promised home that we have sought for so long, or for as long back as we can remember, turns out to be a lie. On that day I too may give up the hope of the alignment of the stars and the discovery of a lost home. But I will never give up on my people, not while I live, not while I lead. And the next place to seek them is on Auriga, wherever that may be. So we can hunt for Auriga, or we can observe. So we are the scientists, so we'll definitely observe. And we'll search the curiosity in Origa when we're ready to sacrifice 20 Hyperium, because you will need additional Hyperium to power the intensive scanning that will be necessary. But then we'll get this one here, Geological Vault, which gives us plus 20 science per strategic deposit and plus 10 science. So this fact that we've been hunting for these strategic deposits will then just increase our science by a lot. If we would hunt, then we get more turtleish, we get a lot of manpower capacity, more or less population loss probability, less building loss probability, so we can turtle even better. But we will observe. And we will observe this turn already. And here is Origa, the huge ice. Your analysis of the quest on planet Origa was successful. We get extra Hyperium. And... no, this is different. On the lonely, wave-swept surface of this planet you found the home of the mysterious cartographer, a wizened old Sophon whose passion is for making incredibly detailed maps of the galaxy. She claims to have located the mythical planet Sukai Goya, a ruinous place where the Endless once built massive arenas for all manner of dangerous aliens to do battle. She agrees to exchange this information for a few luxury goods from your empire. So, search the curiosity on the planet Origa when you're ready to give up all of that stuff, and then we get 100, and we get Sukagoya location. Interesting. But we've also finished this one here. It is one of those days when I must decide if I'm angry or sad. We found echoes of rebuilt galleries and chambers deep underground. It seems that they survived after we left, but we did not find them. Not even their graves or their bodies. Origa has become a frozen planet, and she guards her secrets in an icy heart. And we get the Geological Vault, which is awesome. Against my will, 3 days of mourning were declared. I feel the loss, perhaps more deeply than any, but we will never find ourselves if we wallow in the past and remember our losses. Every day that slips by is one of lost opportunities and missed chances. Do my kin not see that we have to strive constantly if we are to be the ones in control of our destiny? They're still Origans that are alive, and my role is to see them flourish, not merely survive. It was at this moment that a strange message came. Isiander, leader and founder of the Academy, has somehow heard of us, but more importantly, of our interest in Origa. What interest could he have, this suit-entombed being with an unknown past and inscrutable loyalties? I do not feel strong enough to ignore or insult Isiander, so I accept an audience with 2 of his heroes, 2 of his dust-enhanced super beings. It is interesting to be in the presence of equals. But what they had to say was even stronger. Isiander claims not only to have knowledge of our history on Origa, but knowledge of the kin we left behind. For the diplomats claim that there is a good reason that we found signs of life but not the bodies nor the graves. They claim that some of our kin and other beings of interest are still alive, elsewhere in the galaxy. I must have this information, whatever the cost. So we can get a heroic hull, which gives us health bonus, projectile defense, fleet health for hero ship. But we are all playing as scientists, so we will go for trust. Isander and his envoys have shown only good faith. While I may be over-optimistic, I'm willing to plan for the best outcome, not merely as a commitment that we must follow through on, but as a beacon of hope for my kin. We must possess 7 temperate planets, which we will, and then we get NEL module, and then we get extra fleet experience, which we can use on a hero ship. Perfect. Alright, I'll put the episode to a close here, but next time we'll continue, so I hope you had fun and see you next time.